Young Sheldon's George actor reunites with his on-screen children in new image. It's been a year since young Sheldon wrapped up its 7-season run, and while the final season provided an emotional farewell to the Cooper family, the show's beloved cast still finds ways to bring smiles to fans. Now, a new image has reignited the magic for longtime viewers, one that captures Lance Barber, the actor behind George Cooper Sr., reuniting with his on-screen children, Ian Armitage Sheldon, Reagan Revord Missy, and Montana Jordan Georgie. Shared via social media during a casual cast meetup in Los Angeles, the photo instantly sent young Sheldon fans into a frenzy. It's not just a nostalgic snapshot of familiar faces, it's a symbolic moment. George Sr., whose death loomed over the entire show and finally occurred in the final season, is seen once again in the company of the children who defined his on-screen legacy. It's both surreal and heartwarming, especially after such a tearful goodbye to the character. But this reunion photo does more than just stir emotion. It offers a rare glimpse into the genuine bond shared among the actors, one that transcended the confines of the show's set. After all, Barber didn't just play a father, he became a surrogate one for 3 young actors growing up in the spotlight. George Sr., more than just a dad on screen. When young Sheldon debuted in 2017, fans were curious, if not skeptical, about how the character of George Cooper Sr. would be portrayed. The Big Bang Theory had already painted him as a distant, often problematic father who died when Sheldon was just 14. However, Lance Barber's performance turned that expectation on its head. Barber brought warmth, patience, and surprising depth to George Sr. He wasn't a perfect man, he had flaws, temper issues, and financial stress, but he loved his family fiercely. Over the course of 7 seasons, fans saw him grow from a gruff high school football coach into a relatable, deeply human father trying to do right by his kids. His relationships with Sheldon, Missy, and Georgie became a central part of the show's emotional engine. Whether it was comforting Sheldon during a panic attack, taking Missy on a father-daughter day out, or offering tough love to a rebellious Georgie, Barber's George was often the glue that held the Cooper family together. Which is why this off-screen reunion carries so much weight. It brings back a character who meant more to the show than many expected at the outset. The real-life bond behind the scenes. Part of what made the Cooper family so believable on screen was the chemistry shared off-screen. Over the years, the cast repeatedly described their set as a second home. Barber, who had significantly more acting experience than his 3 young co-stars, naturally fell into a mentor role. He helped guide Armitage, Revord, and Jordan through the complexities of acting in a weekly sitcom while navigating fame and adolescence. In interviews, Armitage often called Barber one of the kindest people he's ever worked with. Revord once joked that Lance gives the best hugs, especially during tough scenes, while Jordan credited him with teaching him how to stay grounded between takes. Barber, in turn, frequently praised his young co-stars for their maturity and work ethic. So while the characters they played may have had dramatic ups and downs, especially in later seasons as the family dealt with financial hardship and emotional loss, the real-life bond only grew stronger. A bittersweet reminder of what we lost, the final season of Young Sheldon pulled no punches. Fans knew George's death was coming. It had been canon in the Big Bang Theory for years, but that didn't make it any easier when it finally arrived. The show built up to it with an aching sense of inevitability, culminating in a powerful 2-part finale that left barely a dry eye among its viewers. The aftermath was equally devastating. Watching Sheldon, Missy, and Mary navigate grief without the family's patriarch was a sobering departure from the show's usual tone. For many, it marked the emotional high point of the entire Big Bang universe. So when this reunion photo surfaced, it brought more than just joy, it carried the echo of that finale. There was George Sr., smiling and standing tall beside his kids once again. A ghost brought back to life, if only for a moment. What the reunion means for the franchise, this reunion photo couldn't have come at a better time. With the Georgie and Mandy spinoff in full swing and garnering solid early ratings, fans are once again invested in the Cooper family saga. While that show leans more into the sitcom aspects of Georgie's young married life, the emotional core remains connected to the foundation built in young Sheldon. Seeing Lance Barber reunited with Armitage, Revord, and Jordan not only rekindles nostalgia, but also opens the door for speculation. Could George Sr. return in flashbacks? Dream sequences? Or perhaps as part of a holiday special? While there's no official confirmation of Barber appearing in the spin-off, fan enthusiasm might just be enough to sway the creators. After all, young Sheldon itself began as a simple one-off idea and blossomed into one of the most beloved family sitcoms of the past decade. The audience clearly still has an appetite for this universe, especially when it honors its roots. More than just a photo, what's remarkable about the image is how normal, almost casual it looks. The four actors aren't dressed up for a press event or posing for a promo. They're just hanging out. No fancy lighting, no studio backdrop. Just four people who clearly care about each other. And maybe that's why it's resonating so deeply with fans. In an age of carefully curated Instagram grids and staged reunions, there's something refreshingly honest about this one. It doesn't just remind us of the characters we loved, it reminds us of the people behind them. People who spent 7 formative years growing up, learning, and laughing together. For the fans who watched every episode, who cried during the finale, and who still quote George Sr.'s funniest lines, this photo is more than just content, it's comfort. A look ahead. As the young Sheldon universe continues to evolve, one thing is clear. The legacy of George Cooper Sr. will never be forgotten. Whether or not Lance Barber officially returns in future episodes or specials, his impact is already etched into the heart of the franchise. He's the reason so many of us fell in love with the Coopers in the first place. He showed us that even flawed dads can be heroes. That laughter and pain often walk hand in hand. That sometimes the most meaningful moments are the quiet ones, like sitting on a porch with your kids, even if they're not real. And now with this reunion photo, fans get one last reminder of that magic. One final glimpse of the family as it was before life changed forever. The camera might have stopped rolling, but the bond? That's forever. Look ahead. As the young Sheldon universe continues to evolve, one thing is clear. The legacy of George Cooper Sr. will never be forgotten. Whether or not Lance Barber officially returns in future episodes or specials, his impact is already etched into the heart of the franchise. He's the reason so many of us fell in love with the Coopers in the first place. He showed us that even flawed dads can be heroes. That laughter and pain often walk hand in hand. That sometimes the most meaningful moments are the quiet ones, like sitting on a porch with your kids, even if they're not real. And now with this reunion photo, fans get one last reminder of that magic. One final glimpse of the family as it was before life changed forever. The camera might have stopped rolling, but the bond? That's forever. And now with this reunion photo, fans get one last reminder of that magic. One final glimpse of the family as it was before life changed forever.